In this video, we'll be taking a look at two WNBA games happening on September 16, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two WNBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever. The playoff spotlight shines on Indianapolis as the Fever try to claw their way back into the series after dropping Game 1 to Atlanta. The Atlanta Dream look to advance to the second round with a sweep. The Dream haven't made the second round of the playoffs since the 2018 season. The Indiana Fever need a win to force a Game 3 on Thursday. The Fever have split their last 14 games. The atmosphere at Gainbridge Fieldhouse will be intense, as the Fever fan base knows what's at stake: win and extend the season, or lose and go home. Game 1 revealed some harsh truths for Indiana. Their backcourt depth is an issue, and their inability to adjust when Atlanta cranked up defensive pressure left them stagnant late in the game. Atlanta, by contrast, looked poised and comfortable. Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray were steady forces, not only hitting shots but also facilitating. Their balance on both ends is what makes them dangerous. They can run with anyone in transition, yet they can also slow things down and execute in the half court. Another big factor is Atlanta's rebounding. They dominated second chance opportunities and controlled the glass, which forced Indiana to play against a set defense far too often. The Fever still have some firepower, particularly with Kelsey Mitchell, who is capable of heating up in a hurry, but she'll likely see constant doubles, and if she doesn't get help from her teammates, Indiana's offense risks being too predictable. Atlanta's physicality on the perimeter and their willingness to force turnovers should again play a role. The Fever should have some extra energy playing in front of their home crowd, and I'm looking for a sharper performance from Boston this time around. Indiana has looked their best when they funnel the offense through Boston on the block, letting her control the paint and set the tone. That said, Atlanta has been one of the hottest teams in the league, cashing tickets in 9 of their last 10 games. The Dream have also been phenomenal against the spread all year, putting together a 29 to 15 to 1 record, which has made them the single most profitable bet in the WNBA. Indiana's problem is depth and durability. They are dealing with too many injuries at the worst possible time, and no matter how much grit they show, there is only so much a short roster can overcome when the competition stiffens in the playoffs. With so many bodies missing, the Fever just don't have the firepower to truly rattle anyone in the postseason. That's why this number feels light, and it makes it tough to justify backing them. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Dream to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Atlanta Dream are averaging 80 points on 38.6% shooting and allowing 68 points on 34.9% shooting. The Atlanta Dream are shooting 31.8% from beyond the arc and 90.5% from the free throw line. The Atlanta Dream are allowing 13.3% shooting from deep and are grabbing 36 rebounds per game. The Indiana Fever are averaging 68 points on 34.9% shooting and allowing 80 points on 38.6% shooting. The Indiana Fever are shooting 13.3% from beyond the arc and 75.9% from the free throw line. The Indiana Fever are allowing 31.8% shooting from deep and are grabbing 32 rebounds per game. The question then becomes whether this game will be another grinder or if Indiana can open things up offensively. In Game 1, both teams showed stretches of solid defense, and possessions often ended late in the shot clock. Indiana will surely try to speed things up at home, but with their turnover issues and Atlanta's ability to punish mistakes, that may not result in more points overall. On the other hand, Atlanta doesn't mind walking the ball up and forcing deliberate sets. It limits Indiana's fast break chances and tilts the game toward their style. There's always the possibility of a wild shooting night, especially with players like Howard and Mitchell capable of scoring in bunches, but the underlying numbers suggest a slower pace. Missed shots, long defensive possessions, and pressure defense on both ends point to a contest where points are hard-earned rather than free-flowing. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Las Vegas Aces vs. Seattle Storm. This matchup has all the ingredients for a classic, one of the WNBA's juggernauts in Las Vegas facing a Seattle team trying to prove they belong in the upper tier again. The Las Vegas Aces look to complete the sweep to advance to the second round. The Aces have won 17 straight games. The Seattle Storm need a win to force a Game 3 on Thursday. The Seattle Storm are in danger of losing in the first round back-to-back years. Seattle, to their credit, has shown resilience in flashes this season. At Climate Pledge Arena, they've been able to lean on the crowd to spark runs and elevate the energy on the defensive end. The question is whether that energy can be sustained for 4 full quarters against an opponent as relentless as the Aces. The Aces don't just beat teams with one star, they overwhelm you with waves of talent. A'ja Wilson is the centerpiece, capable of punishing mismatches in the paint while also stepping out to mid-range when needed. Chelsea Gray's control of tempo is something few teams can counter. She slows things down when Vegas needs a high-percentage look and speeds it up the moment a defense gets comfortable. Jackie Young adds another layer, a guard who can score off the dribble but also space the floor. When all of those pieces are in sync, even good defensive teams struggle to stay disciplined for 40 minutes. Seattle's hope rests on execution and slowing the game into their rhythm. Nneka Ogwuemiki's versatility on the offensive end can pull Wilson away from the basket, and Skylar Diggins-Smith still has the craft to create shots out of nothing. But here's the key, those three need to click simultaneously, because one off night will tilt the scale completely, and depth is where Las Vegas often buries teams. When rotations extend in the second quarter or late third, Seattle can't afford lapses, because the Aces' second unit plays with almost the same intensity as their starters. Momentum matters, and it feels like the Aces simply know how to dictate it. Seattle can land punches, but Las Vegas has the experience of champions. They know how to absorb them, slow the pace, and then deliver knockout runs. Over the course of a full game, that tends to separate contenders from hopefuls. The Storm usually bring an edge when they play at home, and their roster has plenty of playoff experience, so one ugly result in Game 1 won't rattle them too much. Still, it's tough to watch that kind of blowout in the opener and suddenly feel good about backing Seattle just because the setting shifts. The reality is the Aces are rolling with 17 straight wins, and they've been cashing spreads through this run. It's a freight train I don't want to stand in front of. Looking at how these two match up, Las Vegas has owned the recent series, taking 8 of the last 10 against the Storm and covering most of those victories. That dominance isn't by accident, it's the product of superior depth and the ability to overwhelm opponents when they get rolling. The number the books are hanging here doesn't feel like it fully respects the Aces' form, which makes it a soft line in my view. As our first pick for this matchup, the Las Vegas Aces to win and cover the spread is our full game side pick. When it comes to the total, the dynamic is less straightforward. Seattle's at home, which should give them more confidence to attack, and the Storm have enough offensive talent to avoid another flat performance like Game 1. If Ogwuemiki establishes herself early inside, that opens lanes for Diggins, Smith, and Lloyd to get going. That would keep things competitive and force Las Vegas to keep the pressure on offensively. The Aces, with their firepower, can absolutely run up points in a hurry if the game turns fast-paced. But here's where it gets tricky. Las Vegas knows how to lock games down once they're ahead. Their defense often tightens in second halves, and Gray's leadership means possessions get more deliberate. If Seattle falls into scoring droughts, the game slows, and the clock becomes the Aces' best friend. That tug-of-war between pace and defense is what will ultimately decide whether this game tilts high scoring or not. The expectation is for more urgency from Seattle, and enough resistance defensively from both sides to prevent a track meet. This isn't going to be a wide-open shootout. It's more likely a battle of runs where each defense forces the other to grind for points. In a hostile playoff-type atmosphere, I don't see either side letting the score spiral too high. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.